Hey, welcome to this channel's first GT7 video. This is your host Maiku, and today we are racing at Deep Forest Raceway in the reverse circuit variant of the track. With two very long straights and three big braking zones, it's very important to keep up with the slipstream pack, otherwise you'll find yourself going much slower than everyone else in the race. So I've made a qualifying time of 1:28, which is not very competitive. I'm starting at P13, but we'll just see where we go from here. This is the first time driving the Peugeot, but this is the RC3, and I always try to pick an annoying livery so that everyone knows who I am on the track. This being a GT Sport Daily Race C, we have tire degradation turned on, we have fuel burn turned on. There is one mandatory pit stop, and everybody must use medium tires for the entire race. All cars should have enough fuel to last the entire race, and the weather today looks like it'll be sunny with a 0% chance of rain. Now, as we end the formation lap, we'll have a rolling start starting at P13 with 15 laps to go. It's time to start. Lights out. Here we go. As we tuck into the slipstream from the guys in front, I have a brand new AI Race Enginner that should be talking.
You have 15 to go. Tires are not in the window. P13 across the line.
Now, as this is the reverse variant of this track, I don't remember what all the turns are, but as we go into turn number 3, it's all about survival. We're just trying to make sure we not get any contact into the first big braking zone, and it looks like we have lost position down to P14, but we're still with the pack. As we go down the back straight, we have a 3-car wide approach. Right now we're in the slipstream of the 3 cars in front, and as we approach the braking zone, this is where most of the chaos, the carnage is going to happen. As you can see, 5, 6, 7 cars have gone off, and now we've gained many positions. Now we're at P7, P6, and now we're in podium position possibly in this race. It's a long race. There's 15 more laps to go. Another big braking zone as we try to go manage our way up the positions. Right now, I think we're settling for P6, but we're still fighting our way through the S's. So as we get into P6, right now we are fighting our way up the line. We're going to another big braking zone back onto the home straight, and it doesn't look like we're gonna make it this time around. We are. Demon has gone off track, and now we're in P5 as we go into lap number 2. The first lap is always the most chaotic part of the race, and as the race starts to settle down,
tires are warmed up. Great driving. That's 8 places gained. Lap 2.
So as we go to lap number 2, turn number 3, this is a critical moment in the race. We need to get a good slipstream behind the leading pack here, because if we lose that slipstream, we're pretty much sitting ducks for the guys behind us. Trying to take a little peek, realizing that it's not going to be any good, so I decide to tuck into the slipstream, try to get an angle onto P4. Brake. Do we have it? Oh, we have it. No, we don't. Yes, we have it. P4. And if we go into turn number 4, we hit a glancing blow against the guardrail, and that's gonna compromise our driving. In fact, we get punted into the guardrails, and I believe that's gonna be a big penalty for Big Kahuna. That's a 3-second penalty. But there's one thing you need to know about these higher tier sportsmanship races. So this is an S-class sportsmanship race, but if you end up knocking someone into a wall, that is something the stewards would look very frowned upon, and it can get you demoted from S rank to A rank immediately. So Big Kahuna probably has a big demotion coming up post-race. As we head into lap number 3, we're in P6, but 1 sec.
First flying lap done. That's your new fastest lap, 8.6 seconds up on your previous best. P6 across the line, 1 place lost.
Because of the collision we had earlier with the wall, I don't think that we're going to be in contention to get into P1. However, Big Kahuna is now serving that 3-second penalty, which gives us a gap between ourselves and the person ahead. We're not in the slipstream, so right now I'm kind of a sitting duck. GUI is right now in my slipstream. It's going to give him the opportunity to overtake me. The problem is that he has to... Hold on one second.
Tires are good. P5, 1 place gained.
Problem is that the racing line is where all the grip is on this track, and the racing line is actually very, very narrow, so there's not that many places to overtake in this part of the lap. Really, the best parts is to do it in the big braking zones before the back straight and the home straight in front. So let's see what they can do in the meantime. My main concern is that if the other guys behind me are in my slipstream, that means that they're going to have a 6 to 7 km/h advantage on the straight. They have a prime opportunity to overtake as long as they can get close enough, which means that I have to make sure I get as close to the guys in front as soon as possible to maintain that advantage.
That's your new fastest lap. 1.9 seconds up on your best lap. You are plus 1 lap on fuel. Lap 4.
As we turn into the back straight, it's really important to get into the slipstream. I need to be within 0.85 seconds of the person in front, and it does not look like I have that. But we're kind of now just sitting ducks because the people behind me might be doing slipstreams amongst themselves, or I'm kind of just going at a regular pace. But here we go into another big braking zone. So one of the things I do know is that I'm actually one of the slower drivers here today. I started off P13, which means my qualifying pace, my best race pace, is not as fast as these guys' normal pace. The guy behind me is very likely to catch up with me very soon, and I'm gonna have to start driving defensively in order to make sure that that guy stays back behind me. So we've just made a purple sector, which we are the fastest in the middle sector of this lap. Maybe pressure makes diamonds, but as we approach the braking zone, we're gonna have to see how far off we are from the guys in front and how close the guys are from behind to make sure that maybe we can catch up. Maybe we can see what is going on. What are the lap times? 128.5, which is that's faster than my qualifying time.
Great lap. A big improvement there. 28.6. Tires are good. You're 1 lap up on fuel. P5 on track. Lap 5.
Now 128.6 is actually faster than my qualifying pace. I'm flying in terms of my normal race pace, but I don't think it's going to be good enough in order to keep myself in front of the person behind me. He's right now right behind me. Now, as he starts to put pressure behind me, he's trying to figure out how can he get around me. This is the narrow part of the track. As long as he gets a good launch, there's a possibility he can overtake. We're heading into another big braking zone. Here we go. And what you can see from the sportsmanship, this is a S-rank sportsmanship lap. Everyone is trying to drive as cleanly as possible. If this was one of the lower ranks, he would have probably just punted me into the wall, but we can all expect that everyone tries to drive as clean as possible, which is amazing racing. So this is my first race in B-rank driver skill and S-rank sportsmanship skill, and I'm just trying to figure out how can I make sure I go up the ranks into A rank by the end of the month.
Good on fuel. 1 lap plus. Keep the good laps coming. Lap 6.
As we go back onto the back straight, I find myself in a position to do an overtake. I'm right now right behind P number 4 Demon. And as we go onto the long straight, I need to tuck into his slipstream, make sure I get in as close as possible, and try to figure out what is my next move. He's trying to move away, get me out of his slipstream, but he moves back in, you know, moving under braking, not particularly great, but I'm trying to avoid contact.
Tires still looking good.
Now, as we're going on a run on P4 and P3, we are just going to turn number 6. We're just struggling on tires now as we're getting to lap number 6. Everybody's using the same tires, all the medium tires, so everyone should be struggling. But here we are, we're right now just in the slipstream trying to figure out how to get by Demon. Now, here we go into turn number 8. We do a little dive, but he decides to turn in on us on the dive bomb, and we've made contact. I decided to let him go because, you know, it was actually my bad. I shouldn't have done the dive bomb there, but here we are.
Oh, fuck, this my window. I forgot, fuck.
Good on fuel, 1 lap plus. Decent lap time, 1.7 seconds slower than your best. Lap 7.
Now that was me talking on the in-game mic, just realizing that I should have gone into the pit lane on lap number 7. Here we are now, compromised. We don't have the slipstream with Demon, and we also have someone coming on our left. It's Hypolicious. We're going side by side against the Porsche. Going down the back straight. As we go into turn number 3, we're going to see what happens here. She backs off. I suddenly take in the defensive.
Tires are still in the window.
Now, as we go into turn number 4, 5, and 6, we need to keep a defensive line in order to maintain our pace in front of Hypolicious. We also are not in the slipstream behind Demon, so we're kind of a sitting duck trying to defend our way, trying to do damage limitation as we try to figure out how to go through these S's. Here we go into turn number 7, turn number 8, turn number 9. Heading on to the back straight. Here we go. We have it. We think we have it. We're cutting off Hypolicious, and now we're going into the pit lane. A lap later than we expected. And we can just admire the skill, the quality of the racing that we have here today. I'm having tons of fun. Hopefully these guys can make it out on time.
In the pit. 8 more laps.
I realize that I'm the first person to pit in the entire race. I'm doing the undercut.
You're 1 lap up on fuel. Tires are cold. You're in P12. Lap 8.
Let's talk about the gamble of pitting early. You see, if you pit early, you're undercutting everybody that's in front of you, and the hope is that by the time they pit and by the time they are on their cold tires, I'm gonna be at optimum temperature tires, which means that I'll have higher grip. It'll mean that I'll be able to overtake them a lot more easier than they can defend. And that's one way how you can overtake in this game, just by doing pit strategy. But we don't know if this gamble is going to pay off, because by the end of the race, I'm going to have tires that are 1 lap older. They're going to be more sluggish than everyone that's around me. So we're just going to have to see how far I can defend at the end in order to get a good position at the end of the race. Now, the two hopes is that I can get a slipstream from one of the back markers, or I can get clean air. I'm not finding anyone, which means that I can get a better lap time. This is now lap number 8 to lap number 9. Everyone should be pitting at this moment. In the most ideal situation, I should get ahead of the guys in the pit lane, Tech and Demon. But we're going to find out what actually happens just in a minute. Let's see if the gamble pays off.
Tires are in the window. Good on fuel, 2 laps plus. Lap 9. Last lap was a 41.1 seconds.
So we go into lap number 9 at position 8, still behind Demon and Tech, but they will be on cold tires while I am at optimum tires. We can take the advantage here. We should be faster on the straight. We should be faster braking. Everything is down to these few turns in order to get these positions. As we go into the big long braking zone, we see that both other cars have gone a little bit wide, and
that's P8. You gain 4 places.
So here we go. Now we're into a street fight as we go into turn number 5. This is a large braking zone. We're going to the wide left. We're heading into turn number 6. We're right on his gearbox. Here we go. No. We're going into turn 7, turn 8. We're still right behind, right into his slipstream. Now, I do need to make the move now in order to make sure something happens, because by the time he's done at this lap, he's going to have optimum tires. So now is the time. Demon slips up because his tires are still cold, and now we're going side by side as we cross the line into lap number 10. This is some exciting racing we're having here right now. We're going side by side. It's going to be chaotic.
Good on fuel. 2 laps plus. P5 over the line. You gained 3 places. That was a good lap. 0.5 seconds down on your best lap. Lap 10.
And we did it. We made it to P4, but the action is not over yet. He's right now right in my slipstream. I'm right behind Tech's slipstream, and now we're just battling it out as we try to figure out how can we get past P3. I'm right now side by side by P3, but I need to avoid contact, so I'm gonna let him go.
Tires are still in the window. That's P4. You gained 1 place.
This is where I realize I've been mislabeling the turn. This is turn number 6, and I get pushed into the barriers once again by Demon. But Demon does the sportsmanship thing. He lets me take my position back while compromising his own position. With another collision, it puts me out of contention into the podium. I don't think I'm going to make it in the next 5 laps unless they start fighting. But as we get onto the back straight, I realize that I have a number of cars right behind me ready to pounce. As we're all flying into the home straight, this is going to be a wild braking zone. We have 6 cars all ready to try to take the lead here. And here we go.
You're 2 laps up on fuel.
So there's maximum grip on the racing line, and you can see both competitors trying to fight for my slipstream. And as we get into the hairpin, I realize that there is a big collision happening behind me. So as I get away cleanly, the 3 cars are nowhere to be seen on my radar. And now they are outside of my slipstream. I can focus on the attack. As I'm cruising along in the back straight, let's take a look at the replay. We have Hydrolicious. He's right now heading into the slipstream, and he's going to make contact with P6, which causes a chain reaction amongst all the cars. Demon is slowing down, trying to figure out how to get past, and we have Big Kahuna, which is going to gather another 2-second penalty, probably because of hitting someone off the track. So as we get back to turn number 9, it's just simply trying to get away from the crowd. You know, after that punt earlier in the race, it's just about having a defensive line and making sure that I can maintain my position until the very end. As things are going, my tires are going to be wearing out faster than everyone else's tires because I pit first before everyone else. It looks like P2 and P3 are fighting it out, which means I do have a chance to catch up to the guys ahead. It just depends on how focused I can be with my car and how my tires are doing compared to theirs.
You're 2 laps up on fuel. Decent lap time. 1.2 seconds down on your previous best. Lap 12.
So here we go, the final 3 laps. We're going to be fighting tire degradation, we're taking the gamble, and we're going to see if we can catch up to these guys while maintaining our lead ahead from everyone behind us. If you're wondering about my AI Race Engineer, it's an app called the Ezio Dash Pro. It tells you all the critical pieces of information that GT7 allows it to tell through the app.
Tires are still in the window.
Now, there's a number of reasons why I'm using the AI Engineer. First, it reveals a hidden stat that's not shown on the main HUD in the game, tire temperatures. As long as the tires are not cool or overheating, I can push at my qualifying pace without worrying about increased tire degradation. Second, I want to make GT7 as hyper-realistic as possible. I want to drive without a HUD at all, and I don't think I'm good enough for that just yet. But I think I'm getting there, and if I can turn off like all of this stuff that's on the screen right now and just have like the onboard dash of the car, that would be really, really cool to have. And without the HUD, the race engineer would fill in the gaps of like how my times are, what lap am I on, how am I doing in terms of tire temperature, when should I pit.
Good on fuel. 2 laps plus. That was a good lap. 0.8 seconds slower than your best. Lap 13.
Okay, from here on in, it is a dogfight. Everyone behind me is now within my own slipstream. So we have problems, we have tire degradation. We have to maintain focus in order to make sure we stay in front. Keeping the defensive line, making sure we're hitting our braking points, braking earlier than usual because of tire degradation, and just trying to get into the slipstream of the cars in front so we can maintain an advantage.
Tires are at a good temperature.
So if you're wondering how the AI Engineer works, you load the app on your iPhone, you get a pair of wired headphones or AirPods, you stick them in your ears, and then I put on a pair of my Beats Studio Pros on top of the AirPods, and that lets me listen to the Race Engineer while I still have the sounds of the racetrack while I'm racing. My main adversary, Demon, has just crashed off the track, and I think it's because of his selection of car. He's right now driving the Ford GT, which is inherently faster but unstable, and he might have just lost it at that corner, smashed himself against the wall. Now he's at P7. But now we're heading into lap 14. Let's see what the AI says.
You're good on fuel. Plus 1 lap. Good lap. 0.4 seconds slower than your best. Lap 14.
There's just a few things that I wish it could do that I know GT7 doesn't allow. Like, it doesn't give you weather updates. It doesn't give you the delta times of all the cars around you. And yeah, it'd be perfect if I could get those 2 other things and then I could just turn off the HUD completely. It'd be absolutely glorious. This is best for people that use the PSVR 2 while racing in Gran Turismo 7.
Tires are in the window.
Leave it in the comments if you think I should make a video that has just extreme immersive. Leave a comment about what you think about this and how I should approach future videos. Now, as we're going back onto the home straight, onto the final lap, we have another contender right behind me. This is someone I haven't met throughout the entire race, but he is quick and he's ready to hunt me down. So let's take a look at what happens here.
Last lap. Get it over the line. Good on fuel. 1 lap plus. That was a good lap. 0.7 seconds down on your previous best.
Now, my tires are 1 lap older than everybody else's. My lap times are going to be much slower than everybody else's, and I don't have as much grip on my tires. So I'm going to have to really focus in and kind of figure out what should I do for the next coming turns. All right, here we go into the second last big braking zone. I make the turn, but I believe I lose focus and I hit the guardrail, which compromises me. That minor bounce on the wall had severely compromised my exit speed into the next couple turns, and now FanBR has a prime opportunity to overtake. He can get right onto my slipstream, and I don't know what I can do except drive defensively through the currents. This is going to go all the way down to the wire. We're going through the S's. Brand is right now just on my gearbox. He's right now. This is the final braking zone. We're going into the turn. He needs to make a move now, and he doesn't. He doesn't. He's got right now catching up on the slipstream. It is a drag race to the end, and as we approach the finish line, we make it into P4. Just seconds away. He would have passed me if there was another lap in play. But what a race. P4. That is 9 positions gained over 15 laps, which is absolutely amazing. And that gives me an upgrade in my driver ranking. I got that nice blue arrow going up. My S rank for sportsmanship remains the same because I'm actually at max level. But what do you think of this race? What an amazing race. Thank you guys for watching. Remember to like, remember to subscribe, and see you guys in the next one.